And there we are. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think I've cleaned up most of the mess behind me, but not all of it. I apologize for that. Um, anyway, that's where here we are. It is another Thursday. It's another 8:30 on Eastern Daylight Time. And I see, speaking of, that the House passed the legislation to allow the states to keep it daylight time, if they so choose. I know was it parts of Arizona and Hawaii don't observe it anyway. So, hey Kelly, nice to see you. And I do have your box of stuff here. I just haven't invoiced you yet. I realized that. Just realized that a couple of days ago actually, and I said, "Oh shoot, there's two people I owe invoices to. One is delayed because they asked for something in an email, but I can't find, and I'm still desperate to find it. And if I can't find it, then we'll forego it for now. But anyway, it's not you though, Kelly. Your stuff's all here, I think. I think you had said you weren't in a hurry, so I think that's why. And that's a mistake. I shouldn't be doing that. When people say, "Oh, I don't need it right now," I should. I should at least invoice you anyway. But anyway, so hopefully everybody's gotten their packages that I sent out over the last week or so. And let me think here. What else? Oh yeah, there's at least one other person, or maybe two other people that I owe invoices to besides the Kelly and Barb. But I apologize. I just, yeah, I know. And so what's happened, Kelly, I agree. See, some people have watched the auctions later, and then I write that down, and then I got to go find it. And as you can see, the mess behind me, I literally have a bunch of these little tiny boxes of jewelry that are just, and when I'm done with the auction, I usually set them aside. So I put them in a separate box so I know I've already shown them, because I can't, I've shown so many pieces I can't possibly keep track in my brain, especially I try to keep track on paper, but even my descriptions aren't that detailed. And sometimes I remember to tag them and sometimes I don't. So anyway, so that's where we are. Tonight's going to be interesting. I have really some different stuff. I have some fossilized stuff. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked the dog keychain, Marlene. Those are really sturdy keychains. I'm really impressed with the quality of those keychains. They're pretty sturdy. So for the folks that got their keychains, yeah, they're nice and rugged. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I have some interesting stuff tonight. I have some stones I want to show. I have some glassware. I have jewelry, of course, and some oddball things. I think I consider not my typical thing I show. You'll see that from the first item I show tonight. So let's do the spiel here. So if you're new, please, and I know there's only a few folks in the chat right now, but if you're new and you're watching this video later or playing catch up, please email me your real name, your YouTube name, so I can connect the two. Your shipping information, your PayPal information. We are shipping from Vermont, so I'll talk that again a little bit. See, I do invoicing through PayPal, although I can make other arrangements, and I have for a couple folks. But you need to let me know in the email if something works better than PayPal for you, and we can certainly do that. There are some other options out there, and I have mostly accounts in everywhere. So I do the shipping through Pirate Ship. Now, if you were on my auction last week, you know that the rates with the post office went up over the weekend. In fact, I made sure I went out and bought stamps because those went up by 4 cents. Especially for small packages is where the post office is really hitting us. They're going to charge regardless of the weight, and it's going to be more on the size. And so they're going to assume for the size, if it's under a pound, they're going to assume it's going to be more than 2 ounces or 4 ounces or whatever the number is. But it's going to be that. So it's going to go up. But that doesn't mean that everything's going to be up, because I found is UPS is still pretty competitive, especially on the larger packages. So if it's only 2 or 3 cents difference, I will bill you the cheaper rate and ship it by whichever is most convenient for me. So it's like, for example, one package I sent recently, it was, let's say it was $5 and it was $4.87 to send it with UPS and $5 with the post office. So Yeah, and so I just did the post. I did with the $5 one because it was more convenient. The post office is only 3/4 of a mile from my house, whereas the UPS is about 7 or 8 miles, something like that. So, but UPS doesn't it works for me anyway because I go into town quite often. So it kind of hit or miss. So anyway, that's enough rambling about that. I do have, I think, some silver items tonight. I'm pretty sure. No gold or gold plated or gold filled that I'm aware of. I might come across something that I forgot that I had. I'm basically digging through boxes and pulling out stuff on some of this tonight. So that's where that is. Oops, my system's giving me a message here. Hang on, let me just get rid of this message. There we go. Okay, and so, and then when I post a sold in the chat, that means that the bidding is done. I'm not doing any multiple items tonight. No, well, yes and no. I like to get the receipt from the post office. So I usually bring it to the post office so I can get a receipt. And like I said, they're literally, I go down, like I said, it's 3/4 of a mile from my house. It's I'm in the village usually for one thing or another over the next couple of days. So it's never a big deal. But yeah, I got an oversized post office mailbox, so I can put packages out there and they'll pick them up. And I do that sometimes, but I prefer to get a receipt, even though the tracking number gives me all the information I need. Having a paper copy just kind of nice to have sometimes. So okay, am I forgetting here? Okay, yes, that's right. They scan the package as soon as they pick them up. So it's never an issue. So if it's small enough, I will put it out there. But okay. See. Oh yeah. So like I said, we're in Vermont here, northwest corner of Vermont. I'm going to go through the usual thing here. I know some of you guys have heard this every time, but I never know who's new out there. So so we are less than an hour from the game board. In fact, I was up pretty close to the game board today. I had to go up to St. Albans, Vermont for routine medical test. And everything was fine. And and I was, seeing all the signs for Canadian border this way kind of thing. So I was pretty close. So it's about 45 minutes to an hour to get to the border from my house with Quebec in Canada. We're about 95 miles from Montreal and about less than 20 miles. I think it's 18 miles to Burlington, which is the largest city in Vermont on Lake Champlain, the 6th largest lake. I'm in a very rural area. For those that have got my package, you know my address. I can see Mount Mansfield from my house, which is the tallest mountain in Vermont, and also host to some skiing and hiking and trails and a state park and all kinds of stuff like that. So Stowe, if I ever heard of, so Stowe, Vermont is on the other side of that mountain from me. So that's a kind of neat place to visit. Kind of upscale area, if you want to call it that. Not a cheap restaurant in town, I'll tell you that. It was that. Like I said, we've been doing this for a few years now. I was trying to keep track of that the other day, and I've been doing this since, I want to say it's going close to 4 years now, I think, maybe more. But it's been a while. So I am still toying with the idea of doing more than one a week. Summer's really hard. I've got a lot of things I'm trying to get done in this old house. The house is going to be 170 years old next year, and things are always falling apart somewhere. So I've got some painting to do and some repair work to do, and then I got to hire somebody to do some repair work and all that kind of stuff. So I'm technically retired now, other than this. So I was working part-time until last year. But my background was with IBM for 40 years and some other stuff. So yeah, the pups keep us busy. The little one, she's almost 16 months old now. Is that right? I think so. Close to that. 15 or 16 months old now. And she's getting better, but she's still showing things when she shouldn't and still jumping up on people when she shouldn't, that kind of stuff. But she's getting better, much better than she was. But she's a strange dog. If something's out of place, she'll bark at it. I have an antique radio with a couple things on top of it, and I had put something else there briefly on top of the radio, and she started barking at it because it wasn't there before. So it's hilarious. And if there's something in the yard, we have about 5 acres and we have a good sized yard that they can look out from the deck. And if there's something out there that she thinks has changed, well, she'll bark at it. I don't care if it's just it could be anything. Anything. They love the bark of my neighbor's cat, but the both of them. But that's typical, which is good because my wife loves our chipmunks and she doesn't want the cat around. So our cat's an indoor cat, so we don't have to worry about our cat. But yeah, she's good in the sense, except that it gets to be much. You can see the road from our house, and somebody going down the road, especially with walking their dogs. Oh my gosh, they go crazy. I'm barking at them as the people go by. I'm sure they hear it all. I mean, we've got good insulation and good windows and all that kind of stuff. But I'm sure they had them going nuts. It is really hilarious sometimes. But anyway, yeah, and so yeah, it's a challenge. So, before I forget, I will not be having an auction on July 30th. We have an appointment that day that's going to take up most of the day, so I just not going to have time. I might try and do it another day that week. I'll wait and see how things are going, but just to keep that heads up. I'll try and post it on my channel as well to remind people that I'm not doing something on the 30th. So, if there's any questions, of course, always post it in the chat. I didn't test the silver, what few silver items I have tonight, but I give you my confidence level in them when they have them. And I do have, I'm trying to think, there was something that was really unusual. I can't remember what it was I was going to bring. I have it written down, but I have one crystal piece. You're going to be amazed by. I'm impressed with this particular piece. So that's the one that's going to be, we'll show that a little later. So that's a teaser. So let's get started. First time I'm going to show, and I'm going to hold it up here, but I'm going to put it on my other camera. It's a brand new alarm clock. Wind up alarm clock. No batteries required here. So if you're a camper and you don't want to run anything on batteries, or you worried about losing power and not their alarm not going off. By the way, you see what it says? Loudest alarm. So this is brand new. It's never been on the package. In fact, it's one of those plastic packages that seal, so you're gonna have to cut it open with a knife or whatever. But so I'm going to put that down. And what did I do? My chart. Alarm clock. I did write it down, didn't I? Oh yeah, here it is. I did look it up. You can find these on Home Depot and Walmart, and I forget where else. Maybe Lowe's and a couple other places like that. The wind up alarm. Oops, I spelled alarm. Well, we'll start this at $9. How's that sound? And they say it is brand new. Let me switch cameras. I think it's going to be easier if I go back to my other camera, just for your sake. And there. I'm going to have to shut this light off because it's going to cause some glare. There we go. Yeah. And so, as I say, I have some atypical things for me tonight. This is one I would consider atypical. Yeah, I can zoom in on that a little bit. Bring the camera down. So it is made by a company called Equity. It says as a loud bell alarm, no battery needed. Runs up to 30 hours. Luminous hands and dots. Metal case and bezel. Protective base pad prevents scratches. As I said, no batteries needed. It's made by a company called Lacrosse, Lacrosse. 2-year limited warranty on it, which, of course, you'd have to go to the company for that. But there it is, if there's any interest in that. Just trying to keep track of some of the items I've written down here so I can cross it off that it's being shown. Like I said, I did see these for sale out there for more than what I'm asking, of course. So you can pass down the savings to you. What size is that? I should give you a size, shouldn't I? And I didn't leave my ruler, but I did leave my tape measure here. So it looks like the clock is about 5 inches across, roughly 6 inches tall. That gives you an idea. Like I said, when we're camping, these are the kinds of things we have. We have one smaller but similar to this that we take camping. So if we need to have an alarm clock, or if we just need to know what time it is, we don't have to worry about it running the battery down on our camper when we're not plugged in. So kind of convenient. But again, it's also convenient if you're. It says the luminous hands and dots. So I guess I would say that yes, that means it glows in the dark. It must have. You can see on the hand there, see the little yellow stripe. I'm assuming that, and then the dots, not the numbers, but the dots are also that little yellowish color for the luminous thing. So yeah, that's cool. So it won't keep you up, obviously, because there's no batteries in it, so it's not a bright like alarm clock that's going to keep you up if you're a person that's sensitive to light. But okay, well, all right, we'll pass on that. Somebody might see it later, and that's fine. Oh, it'll be within reach. Oh, let's start with some jewelry here. Oh, well, sort of jewelry. I have this really cute little ring. I guess they call it a ring tray, ring. It's really tiny, as you can see. Let me put a quarter on the screen here. This is an idea of size. And that's a little pineapple. Oops. And it has a sticker on the bottom, so it's also underneath that sticker. I think there's a little pad of some sort, I think, as well. We call it a ring tray. Ring holder. It's also in, I guess that's French. Okay. Anyway, and it's got a gold tone interior, but then it's kind of got this rainbow kind of look around it. So we'll start this at $6. Is there any interest? It's not large. Just meant to hold something on the dresser or whatever, while you're getting ready, or you've got your stuff set aside, getting dressed for the evening, go out, or that kind of thing. So, okay. And we finally had some rain today. We needed a little bit. Oh, they do? I think glass or resin. I don't think it's. I think it's a resin. I don't. It doesn't say. I'm trying to look at the label on the bottom here. It is made in China, so it doesn't say. But it's light. I wouldn't. I don't think it's glass. Sometimes you can tell when you. Yeah, if you can hear that sound, it sort of sounds. I'm tapping it with a coin, so you can put it near the microphone. So it kind of, I don't know. One of those things is really hard to tell for sure. I see you, Kelly. Sorry. I've got the sniffles tonight, so I'm probably gonna have to mute occasionally. Yeah, the smoke is here too. We're under actually air hazardous air alert here in Vermont. What do they call it? It's not the air quality alert, I think they call it. If people who have immune sensitivities and that kind of stuff, forget the level. I think they said it was the orange level, whatever that means. But anyway, yeah. Oh, you should see that. Yesterday I was out for a drive, and the sun, it was a haze through the car that looked like a red-orange ball in the sky. It was really weird as it's coming through all that smoke. So yeah, we're definitely seeing it. But yeah, it's the second year in a row. We had this last year too. So kind of strange. All right. Anyway, we're gonna say sold. Oops. Just do. I'm gonna click on that one again. I'm going to say, oops, let me get this. Now my comments are all messed up. Okay. Sold to Kelly for $6. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let me write that down before I forget. Okay. I should have left your box in here of stuff. I moved it out so I wouldn't knock it down by accident. What did I say? Oh, another. What are we going to do here? I do have some really interesting glass pieces tonight. I kind of think I'm going to wait a little bit to show some of those. So let's do the first little cedar box here, I think is what we'll do. And I'll give you the dimensions on it in a minute here. And you can see it was somebody who's traveling to Mount Washington, New Hampshire. And let me dim this a little bit, this light a little bit. This is a little too much. Oh, that's the wrong way. I'll make it brighter. Yeah, I'm just trying to dim it a little bit so it's not quite. But I wanted you to be able to see the writing. And I'll show you the top. It's got a picture on the top. So, and we're going to start this. What did they say? I was going to do these. We'll start this at. It's really nice, really well made. I'm going to start this at $9, I think. Oops, not a typo on my part. That's okay. You know what I meant. So, and so it's really well made. This was well taken care of. I'll get you the dimensions here. Oh, you see the top. So this is the Cog Railway. They call it Jacob's Ladder. And it goes up Mount Washington, which is the highest peak in New Hampshire and in New England. It's about 5.5 across, 3.5 deep that way, and about 2.5 high. So yeah, Jacob's Ladder is a cog railway. Now, if you don't know what a cog railway is, that's a steam engine that it is going up the hill and it's pushing the railroad car. Cog, it means it is literally these little, in the railway itself is a little thing where it catches and pushes itself up using these basically like a gear underneath the train. And it goes very slow. It is not fast. But there it's the world's first cog railway, Mount Washington, New Hampshire, operating since 1869. And this was in the shop. I think the bottom, you can see the original price back in 1994 was $6.50. But these are now considered a collectible. So that's why I'm asking a little more. And I actually did find these out there on various websites. So, and they were asking more. So then I'm asking. So again, so wait, you see that's got the railway, and then there's the little brass hinges on the back. And I said the inside, then get a little notch here so you can grab it to open the lid, and you can see the cedar on the inside. So the top, very top piece looks like it's not cedar, it's just some kind of a laminate, but the rest of it is all cedar. So that is that piece. Okay, I have not been up Mount Washington. I've lived within sight of it from when I was growing up in Maine. I could see it quite often, and there's a toll road that actually goes up Mount Washington as well. And when you get, they will have snow in what's the name of it? Tuckerman's Ravine on the north side of that mountain, well into July. People will hike up and ski the ravine But it can be prone to avalanches, and people. I forget what the count is, but it's a huge number of people that have died hiking up onto that mountain. It's very treacherous terrain, and the weather is very unpredictable. And you can get they recorded over 200-mile-an-hour winds at the peak. So it's a very it's the shape of the mountain and the surrounding terrain that causes that to happen. Something called the Venturi effect. Anybody understands what that means? I can explain it, but that's what it is. And so I've never done it. We just never considered going up the mountain. My daughter's done the Cog Railway. She said it was great. She loved it. So, okay, no interest in the cedar box. That's fine. We'll pass on that. And set that aside. How about a Lucinda pin? I apologize. My camera's. I had to reposition my camera, so I've got some stuff kind of in the way of my camera. So I will zoom in once I shut this light off. I've mentioned this before. When I zoom in on the camera, it somehow messes up with that light, which also has a remote control for changing the color on it, and it changes the color on me. So I will zoom in on the Lucinda pin and leave that coin there for reference. And I did a little research more on. I have had Lucinda pins here before, and I'm had some rough idea of the value, but now I'm learning that some of these are going for some crazy dollars. Not all. Most of them are going for what I'm going to be asking in the range of pins here. What did I write down? I think. No, I didn't write that one down. Okay. So yeah, this is a house pin. This is one of her old. Yeah, this is one of her older pins, and how I know that, I've mentioned this before, is the label on the back. House pins by Lucinda. It still shows her main address and phone number. Portland, Maine. So that's PTLD is Portland. Or that's her mailing address for her business, not where she lived. And there's the pin up close. It's got a little speckling and stuff. And as typical with her pins, they have a three-dimensional look to them. Let me grab something to put behind that to prop it up. So there we go. Okay. So what I found is certain pins are more collectible than others. So I'm starting this one at 10. Oops, let me type it what it is here. House pin. Why certain ones are more collectible than others? It's like knowing why collectors collect certain coins over others, even though they're not as valuable. So it's kind of crazy. But I see Kelly at 10. And I'll write this down so I know because and we will. So I don't know if I have any more of those tonight either. I will check, but I do have some really. I'm going to give you some real. And if there's anybody out there that does jewelry, I have some really interesting stuff that you can. I'm going to try and basically give away. But you can do whatever you want with, kind of thing. Take it apart, whatever. I've got a couple of things like that tonight. We'll get out there to you too. So don't see anybody bidding 11 or higher. So we're going to say it is sold to Kelly for $10. And I thank you, Kelly. Let me write that down. Put that with the other item. Okay. So that was jewelry. Let's see, what do we do next? This is an item tonight that I was trying to find similar pieces And this was a really difficult one. Oh, and this it comes coincidentally. I got this not I got this from an estate sale, of all places. Um, and I really don't know what to ask for this. Um, I'm gonna throw a number out there and see. Um, this is it's called Wonderstone, and I'm gonna prop it up here so better so you can see it. And actually, coincidentally, as I was saying, this is the weekend that we have our local gem and mineral show, which I definitely will be attending. And we've gotten some. I've had some really good success with buying stuff I like, but also finding stuff for folks here. I think. Let me see if I can find. I'm just trying to find something to prop that up with so you can see it better. I don't think my other little stand will hold it. I don't think it has. This is pretty heavy. It's very heavy. Yeah, that's not going to hold it. Let me just put a box or something behind it. Just so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so I had to look it up because I'm trying to describe what this is, and I don't remember all the details. So I'm going to call this, let's see. Yeah, Tucson has a fantastic show. Oh my gosh. I've seen the videos from there. They have a really wonderful show. Of course, Arizona, what's the other state out in the Midwest that has a ton of stuff? Wyoming, is it? Has some amazing stuff you can get. Anyway, so let's put this on. Wonderstone sample, I'm going to call it. And we'll start this at $10. I have no idea. Again, I may be way low. I may be asking too much. We'll see. So it says this Wonderstone is a type of volcanic rock known for its intricate banding, specifically identified as rhyolitic tuff, featuring distinct colored bands created by iron oxides or lysogang rings. Stones are often cut and polished by lapidary artists to make cabochons for jewelry. Now, this one has been cut, but not polished. So I see Kelly at 10 already. I'm going to show you both sides. And also want to show you the thickness. You see, it's not a thick rock. Here's the other side. And I'll give you the dimensions just to make sure you understand what you're getting. There's my tape measure. I'll be able to find my tape measure tonight. All right, that's great. Looks like it's about 7 inches across. At its height, it's about 4.5, and it's looks like about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch thick. So, yeah, the colors are coming up pretty close to what they are. They're actually a little bit more. This is a little bit more darker than what you're seeing on screen. I wonder if I turn this other light on if it makes it better. Oh, a little bit helps, but it has not been polished, as you can tell. But you can definitely see the layers in this thing. It's pretty cool. How they cut it, I'm not sure. I'm assuming with a diamond saw as usual. But anyway, so there it is. Great. We're going to say it's sold to Kelly here in a second, as soon as I can get my fingers going. You see, yeah, we'll be doing a show next week. Maybe I'll have some stuff from the Gem and Mineral show. We'll see. Last year my wife was thrilled, and we bought more of it, but it was for her, not for this, not for us. Thank you, Kelly, by the way. Thank you. Oh, cool. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I had no idea where. Like I said, I kind of Googled it to find out what it was, and recognized that it's something I have not seen before. So that's why I had to look it up. So nice. Thanks for joining us, Pam. Pamela. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, so for the gem show last year, this woman had a ton, and I don't mean a ton, of absolutely gorgeous amber jewelry, stuff going for anywhere from $50 to $300 or $400. And when we started talking to her, she said, "Well, I'm taking 50% off everything." Oh, my wife said, "Oh, we got to buy this." And so she bought some really nice pieces for herself. And then we said afterwards, why didn't we buy some to turn around and just sell to somebody else? And we was like, it's one of those missed opportunities, right? Oh, it was heartbreaking. There was some, this woman had some, she was a really good, really, really good at what she did. So, but, okay, that was that. Let's go with some jewelry. Oh, let's go with this. Let's go with the, what was I? Just had my hands on it. Nope, that's not it. No. I have a plastic bag here, so bear with me for a second. I think I can't recall if I showed this or not. A Napier piece. Did I show this? I apologize if I did. It does look familiar. Something makes me think I did show this already, but then the marking I've got on it doesn't make me think I have. So I got a tag on it that usually tells me whether I've sold it or not, or shown it or not. Like I said, but sometimes I'm not really good about marking it correctly. But let's do that. Just get this tag on so it doesn't distract. There. Okay, and let me get a display board. So this is a Napier piece. It looks to be about 18 inches roughly. And I'm going to bring the camera up to show it to you. There we are. I'll show you the markings and everything in a bit. So, yeah, I've heard that it's hard to import amber. So, although there are some that comes from, is it South America? I think. Not the I think the Baltic amber is the stuff that's hard to get right now. So, okay, so a Napier necklace, and boy, I don't know. I think we'll start this at boy, let's say 8. I'm trying to be careful not to go crazy here or to go go too low, too high. So let me write this down. And we'll show it up close here to you, and I'll show you the markings and everything else. It has an extender on it, and I think it was partially extended on the board there. So it is a lobster claw. The markings right there on the base. That is pretty plain to see. It is Napier. And I'll show it close here against my hand. So you get a better idea of the color against my flesh tone than against that white. It's kind of a, I wouldn't say aqua, but and then you can see the little blue, almost like tanzanite type stone that's in there. I think it's tanzanite. It looks like that. It's just a crystal though, blue crystal, and then the other yellow, and the yellow again up here. And like I said, I think it's a 16 to 18 inch with the extender. It's partially extended already. It gives you an idea what it looks like. Y necklace, they call it a Y necklace, right? So, and the crystals are really, the yellow crystals really do catch the light, and the blue ones especially. And again, see the back. And the Napier mark. Signature. Some people call it a signature. I call it a jewelry mark. Just display it again here so you get a better idea. Oops, I didn't put that up on the screen. Let's do that because I know some people can't see the chat as plainly as they can see the screen, and vice versa. So I know when we watch, I watch auctions too, and we watch it on I have it on my phone so I can chat. Then we have it on our Roku 55-inch screen, and you can see the chat there as well. Hi, Kelly. I see you're at 8. Yep, thank you. So, I know that sometimes it's easier to see it on the big screen, but then I'm trying to read the chat, and the chat on my big screen actually doesn't show up that well, but it shows up better on my phone. So it's kind of, you wouldn't think on a 55-inch screen it'd be hard to read the chat, but unless I'm sitting closer, it's off to the side, and it tends to be not as clear. And maybe it's just my bad eyesight. I did go to the eye doctors this week, and I am getting a new prescription. So I know that I know my prescription I'm wearing right now is not good. In fact, I'm wearing the wrong glasses right now. I should be wearing my computer glasses, which are here somewhere. But anyway, so alrighty, nobody wants to bid 9 or higher, so we are going to say sold to Kelly. Oops, I almost typed that wrong. To Kelly for $8. And I thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me set that. Oops, I almost forgot to write your window stone down too. Don't worry. Slipping here. All right. Thank you, thank you. Let me find a nice little plastic bag to put that in so it doesn't get tangled up. Oh, of course, I put it on reach. We'll see. Second. Okay, that's jewelry. Let's see here. Well, let's do. I've got a few glass pieces I'm going to show tonight. I'm just trying to decide what order. Show them in. Yeah, let me do this one. Let me do this one. This, and I had to look this one up as well. They could not find any markings on it. Oops, let me get that off screen. And shut this off so I can zoom out. And down. Then we can zoom back in a little bit. There. Okay. So this is a pretty little glass. And I wrote down the manufacturer here. So hang on. L.E. Smith, satin glass. And the interesting thing is there was confusion about whether it was a swallow or a bluebird. I think it's a swallow because of the tail. So I'm going to call it a swallow. L.E. Smith satin glass swallow. And I'm going to have to assume it must be cast because it's hollow on the bottom. As you see, no markings on it, but it's in perfect condition. And so I did comp this one because, again, I wanted to look up. I didn't know who the manufacturer might be, and everybody says it's L.E. Smith. So I'm going to try and put the description here in my chat as much as I can. Oops. I had the caps one time too often. And I'm going to have to start this at $18. And it is quite tall, actually. It is, overall height is 9-inch. I'd say the width is about 6. And the depth is about 3.5. So and that is a really pretty piece. And I'm going to give you some more light on it. I think that'll help. Oops. Drop my tape measure. Like I said, I did look this up, and yeah, these are going for quite a bit. I was really surprised. And you see, really, really good condition. You can see this kind of translucent blue. You see my hands through it. I'll bring it up close so you can see some of the detail. And what I've learned with these things is where they get damaged is always there and there and there and there and there. And this one is not. Fingers can be the best means of testing these kinds of things. Just looking for scratches and cracks and things like that. Okay. Something while I'm doing that, something I keep knocking things down. And I think I'll do some earrings. We haven't done the earrings yet. No, really. Yeah. I had to do some earrings. We did a necklace. I got a braid, and we did the pin. Well, I have bracelets. I think I have bracelets. I can't recall. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Some older earrings. That's what I'm going to show. There's no interest in the glass. Where? We just leave that for a minute longer. Just while I'm trying to sell these. I just had that display I was using for earrings, and I set it aside somewhere. I'm going to do this myself all the time. I literally had that in my hands a second ago. Now I don't. Oh, there it is. I've got some sterling earrings I'm going to show here. So I just want to make sure they're displayed appropriately. No interest in that. That's okay. We will put that out there on eBay or someplace like that when I get a chance. I have to apologize. Anybody who checks my eBay channel, I have not put anything new out there for quite some time. This, no, I just, what did I just say? I was going to keep dropping this time. I had them set up on my display, and good thing they're sturdy. I think, and I'm pretty sure I've shown these before, but I hadn't realized that there's a marking on them, that they're marked sterling. So I don't think, I told you that light does it to me every time. There. So that's focusing. Looks like, yeah. Okay. I guess you call this a filigree earring. Excuse me. We'll start these at 20. Now, I know I've shown these before. I'm pretty sure I have. But so I'm going to bring them up closer so you can see the detail better. And if I can get it to focus. There we go. Now I'll take one off and show you the mark on the back as best I can. It's not easy, especially when my hands aren't that steady. But, it's right below where the air wire connects. It says sterling, but it's really, really hard to see. It is stamped in there, but it's maybe easier on the other one. Anyway, so I can't, like I say, I thought I couldn't remember if I thought I might have shown these before, but I couldn't remember. Oops, like I said, I keep dropping things tonight. It's a good thing they're sturdy. Here. Let me see if I can fix this other light. Get it not being red. There. Give a little more light on it, maybe. Show the detail a little better. Oh, you get the package today. Good, good. So, why did I put that up on the screen? Let's do that. Good, Billy. Thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. Like I said, they look, I would say they're about an inch, roughly. Yep, pretty close to an inch. Well, maybe between 3/4 and an inch. So, yeah, crazy weather. We just went through that over the last couple of days. We were supposed to get really bad storms Tuesday and today. And the one on Tuesday missed us completely. Went all north and hit the northeast part of the state of Vermont and New Hampshire, and Maine got clobbered, or parts of Maine, I should say. Today we got a pretty good sized rain came through, but I think it was only about 1/10 of an inch of rain. So I'm at my weather station and I keep track of that stuff. So because we have a nice garden and we want to keep it watered. But the wildfires, we were just talking about that. I was just talking about that earlier. We're under an air quality alert, or whatever they call it. Let me see what's the official title for it. But go to my weather channel here, and I'll tell you. It says air quality. Oh, right, air quality alert from now until Friday at 8:30 in the morning. So. And now they're saying till 11 o'clock tonight. Oh, wait a minute. One thing says till 8:30 tomorrow. No one says till 11 o'clock tonight. All right. Unhealthy for sensitive groups. So, not good. But, okay. No interest in the sterling earrings. We will pass on those. I did comp those, and I did find them out there for more than 20, yes, for sure. Sterling and silver stuff is still going some nuts prices in some of the stuff. Scary. All right, now that was jewelry. Non-jewelry. Now we got a few folks watching, so let's show you something really fascinating. I've got a couple. Well, let's do this one. Let's do this one first. I've got some really nice glassware tonight. This to me is something I came across recently. This is from an estate sale. And it's a candle. There's a wick in there, see? And it's blown glass, I believe. It's made in Poland. So you see the controlled bubbles in it? And then this is the holds the oil that you would put in it. It's hollow. There is a sticker on the side somewhere here. I can find it. It says right there. It's barely. It'll show up on the camera. See if I can get it to focus. You can see there's a little sticker there. It says "Made in Poland." That's what it says. And yes, it is pink. And what did I say on this one? $18 for starting this out. Again, I am keeping this below market, way below market value. The blown glass that are glass, like stuff like this, is especially when it has the control bubbles in it like that, tends to draw quite a bit. If this had been a bigger name, it'd have been even more, a lot more. But it's a really interesting piece. Like I said, there's you can see the little thing in there to put that in there, and the glass. Now you see it's hollow underneath here, just really interesting. But you can see the piece there. So I don't know how they make it. Actually, there's no seam. That's what makes you think. And it just has a very little faint little sticker right there. It says "Made in Poland." And I did look it up, like I said, because I was kind of curious what the market demand is. But you'd have to buy the oil to put in there, obviously. And you've got the brand new wick. You can see it's never been used. And it's got a little little spring-loaded thing to hold this in place, so you can pull it up as you need it to light it. I see Kelly at 18. Anybody else interested? Be 19 or more. But yeah, this is really, really very unusual. I was thrilled when I found this at the estate sale, and I don't think they had an idea of what it was worth, to be honest. So I was pretty happy to buy it. Okay, well, yeah, you could put, I suppose you could put an essential oil in there if it's something that's burnable. Sure, why could you put a fragrance in there? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So, yeah, cool. Alrighty, what are you going to say? Sold when nobody else is jumping at it. To Kelly, 18. And like I said at the beginning, until I post sold in the chat, it's not sold. But and although I have very rarely had snipers on this channel, so it has happened, but it's pretty rare. Alrighty, thank you. Let's put that with your other stuff. This, actually, oh, perfect thing to stop putting your stuff in. Got an empty box right here. Keep it nice and safe. I don't want to chip it. So this is a different estate, Marlene, not the same estate. This was an estate sale we went to. Actually, I'm going back this week. They're still, they said if they didn't sell everything that weekend, they were going to do it again this coming weekend. So we're going to have a busy weekend because we have the Gem and Mineral Show to go to on Sunday. It's Saturday and Sunday for the Gem and Mineral Show. So Saturday we'll probably try and catch the estate sale. Her free stuff was amazing. Nothing I showed you guys. It's this free stuff that we are going to use for ourselves. But this woman must have been a hoarder because she had like cardboard boxes of brand new light bulbs. I mean, when I say cardboard, I mean dozens of things like that, all kinds of stuff. So thank you. Yeah, I think when I picked that up, I was impressed myself. Okay, necklace. Oh yeah, I got this really cool necklace. It's handmade. I'm going to put it up here on this, and we're going to put it up here. I got it on the black one. I think it shows. I'm going to show it to you up close as well, of course. But this is all beads. This is all seed beads. So what did she say? We're going to start this at. Yeah, there's a lot of work in this, but I'm going to give you a good deal, I think. Yeah. Oops, do this to myself every time. Type the wrong area. Seed bead necklace. It has a bead clasp. You'll see it's a very different. We're going to start this at $8. And it's the color that we have a hard time coming up with. And I'm going to try it against my hand. But I want to show you the clasp. Clasp is, hang on, focus. Not focusing on it, frankly, for some reason. Let me reset this thing. There we go. So there's the clasp. It's just a loop of beads with a ball of beads pushed through it. So obviously there's no extender on it. Well, you sort of can push it through the other holes here, right? Kind of different. So, but it is all beads. And see the color? It's is it brown? Or it seems to be like it's brown, but also has a purple to it. It's not a magenta. It's not a, what's the color I'm thinking of? But it's a very unusual color. To me, it sort of has hints of brown, but hints of red. Yeah, sort of garnet. It's not as red as garnet. It's sort of like a dull garnet, maybe you call it, but it's a seed bead. I mean, so, and the whole thing is I didn't give you the length. I'm going to say, let me see, it's got to be 16, I'm going to guess, but it might be 18. It's fully extended right there. Yeah, looks like it's about 16. Say 16. If I put it against the whiteboard, maybe that'll be better. Let's see here. Yeah, bronzy. Yeah, it's kind of bronzy. Yeah, I would go with that. Let me zoom in now. Let me shut this other light off before I change the color on it again. So you can see it's just all beads. And I can't imagine how much work went into putting that many beads together. But anyway, but I see Kelly at 8. So sorry, Kelly. I should be watching my chat more closely. Excuse me. Grab a sip of water. And it kind of clasp like that with the little beaded ball and through the loop and things. It's kind of different. To make that work, you got to get the seed bead just right. So, but anyway, okay. Nobody else coming on anything higher than 8. So we're going to say sold Kelly for $8. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whoop, almost lost my display there. Let me take that off the screen. And put that with your other stuff. Okay. All right, I have another cedar box. Let's show that one. And I'm going to do this one a little different. I'm going to show it this way, and you'll see why. It says "Sisters Are Forever." Okay, and okay. Thank you, Kelly. Let me write that down too. Remember to do that. That's Kelly. And yeah. Okay, so another cedar box. I think I'm going to say the same thing on this one that I said on the other one. I think I was asking 9. We'll start this at $9. And it's also a souvenir box, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay. So you can see there's a name of the company right there that does the litho from 1986, Gara Robini Art Publishing Company, West Nyack, New York. And there's even a number on there. And this one was also sold in New Hampshire, the White Mountains of New Hampshire. And you can see it's been, they've coated the cedar on this one. And, no sticker on the bottom on this one. Here's the inside. Almost identical to the other one in the sense of the way it's built and everything. But so it does have the White Mountains thing. Like I say, it was definitely came from a gift shop. I see Billy at 9. Yeah, White Mountains I drive through every time we go to Maine. So, and I've been there more times than I know over the last 50 years that we've lived in Vermont. Yeah, 50 years this year. So, so I see Marlene at 11. So, yeah, if you've got we have 3 daughters, so the sister thing I can relate to in the sense of what it means. So, okay, and Billy's out, so we will say sold to Marlene for $11. So, Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let me write that down. Okay. Let's see. Is this the one I wanted to show? I think so. Yeah, this is the one I wanted to show. Give me a second here. I'm getting my tag off of here again. So it's just distracting habit. This is going to be a necklace, and I can't remember what the brand is. Hang on, my eyes are crap. Okay, so it has a manufacturer's or name on it that I don't recognize. So I will just tell you what it is. It's I'm going to assume full pearl necklace. And let's bring the camera up. Oh, let me get that off the screen, sorry. And chat back where I need it. I'm going to assume full pearl. I don't think it's real pearls. Necklace marked RMN for the manufacturer. And we'll start this at $8. I have no idea anything about it. I never even looked it up. Let me see what they have to say about RMN, if anything. Oh. Just like give you a manufacturer's name. If I can, I will. And even if I find something fantastic, it still says $8. So it's the Roman and RMN stands for the Roman Company, or Roman and Sunstand LLC, well-known costume jewelry designer operating since 1953, found on vintage necklaces, brooches, and bracelets. This hallmark verifies it's a piece of collectible fashion jewelry. How's that? So, that's as much as I can give you. Save you to have a look it up. I'll show you the clasp here, and let me get my hand in the right place here. And then there's a little tag hanging right there. Oh, you can see the letters right there, RMN. And there's the style of clasp they use. I don't have it fully closed. You can see that. Not pushed in all the way. And then there were other markings that I could see on it. Sometimes when I show the camera like this, though, all of a sudden a marking will pop up, and I say, "Oh, okay, that's cool." But I didn't see anything. And what's interesting is they're knotted in between. Always a good. That's always a good sign of a quality jewelry. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that test, Marlene. I do forget it, but let's see what it does here. That's interesting. They alternate. Some seem to glow and some don't. You can see that, like the one behind. I'm going to put my finger over behind one. So that one behind my finger glows. The one below it does not. And then the next one does. And the next one does not. And the next one does. And the next one does not. It kind of has a bluish glow, whereas the other one is doesn't glow at all. It just reflects the light back. That's really kind of weird, isn't it? I'd never seen that before. Yeah, put it back on the board here so I can have to hold it. And I'll try and see if that shows up on that way. See how this one's a light bluish color, and this one's just kind of a pinkish reflecting. Weird, huh? Isn't that crazy? Huh. I don't know what that means. Why would they put every other thing a pearl? I don't know. I'm still going to call it faux pearl because I have no idea. But because they all look uniform under regular light, but the minute I put the ultraviolet light, every other one is different. Weird. I don't know what that means. I honestly don't know what that means. Let me ask Google here. What color do pearls glow under UV light? It says real pearls typically glow a soft bluish, yellowish, or greenish white under UV light. That's interesting. Okay, there's your answer. So, alrighty. Well, it's the late bucks no matter what. So, it's interesting. I have to test that. I got to test that on my wife's pearl necklace. I know hers is real. And this other one I have is not. So, cool. Okay. Oh, I see Billy at 8. Thank you. Thank you. And I think it's, I didn't give you a length, but I'm going to guess it's 16. Let me say that I'm getting pretty good at that. You think after 2 or 3 years I'd get better at it? Yeah, it's about 16, almost 17. So, just set that down if I can type, and we'll show it there laying on the table while I'm typing. So yeah. For those that watch some of the other auction sites, there was one of the other auctions from this fellow down in Texas that had a pearl necklace, and it was getting genuine pearl, and she was so happy when I bought that for her. So thank you. Sold to Billy. Let me set that aside. Take that off screen. And let's get, I just had it back to that. There it is. That way I can write your name on it. Do that. I know it's not your name, Billy. Isn't not your name, but that's the name I'm using here because that's what you have on the screen. So, and today is the 16th. I'm just writing it on the bag, then putting it in so don't get it confused. Cool. I don't remember where I got this. I think I picked this up. I don't know where I got that. Some of the stuff I get, I never remember where it is. But yeah, I know it's Melody. I just some people are very protective of their names, so we try to be careful. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, another nice piece of glassware. Let's do that. Yeah. This I'm not sure where I know where I got this. I just don't know what. I searched this thing for marks anywhere, and I just could not find any. But it is definitely blown glass. So I'm going to call this a cobalt, blue, and white vase or vase. And I did find very similar ones when I tried to look it up. And where is it? There it is. This is, I went for the low end. We started on this one at 18. It's in perfect condition, no chips along the edges at all. It's got that kind of a fluted top, right? As you can see, it has that white stripe running down the middle with a clear bottom. There's a ton of different manufacturers out there, but any of their pieces are usually signed. So that's why I'm not asking if this was a signed piece. And you can see this, you can see with a little bit of a ponto mark there on the bottom. So if this is a signed piece, this would be $100 range. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to mute before I sneeze here. Yeah, sorry. Now I'm really good at packing this stuff, so it will be filled with peanuts and whatever. And let me shut this light off so you can get that glare off of there. There we go. And so you can see this white stripe is quite pronounced. You can see. But anyway, it's really pretty. I mean, it caught my eye when I saw this, and when what they were asking for was like, oh, that's all they want. I was like, oh, I'll take that. I don't think they had this. Also came from the estate, like the same estate that little pink candle came from, and I don't think they had a clue as to what this could be worth. And again, like I said, this is the low end of what I've seen these types of vases go for. Oh, I can give you how tall this thing is. I know the quarters on there, but this thing is about, I think it's about 9 inches, 8, just shy of 8 inches tall, about 7 3/4. So, and at the widest point, which is at the top, it's about 4 inches across. So, but it is really pretty, and there it is. Like I said, I guarantee I'll pack this thing really, really well. But another state piece. Okay, let me just check that off. Sorry, just trying to keep track of what I've shown. I've got some Goebel stuff too, which is really cool. Okay, what did I do with that? Let's do. We haven't done much for earrings, have we? Just that one pair. So let's pass on this. This will be a good eBay item to put out there. Oops, I'm going to put that back in its safe wrapping. Okay, sorry. I have to make sure that's in a safe place. Let's do a pair of earrings. These are unusual. I don't think I've shown these before. Oops. And zoom in on that. Oops, wrong way. There we go. So this looks like it's little threads that are going up and down in this. I don't think that these weren't marked when I looked. I couldn't find any markings on them. I'm going to call these the blue. I'm going to try. I always try to come up with something descriptive so I know what I'm talking about later on if somebody emails me about it. Blue thread earrings. And we'll start these at $5. And they're shepherd's hook. And they have a little keeper on the back. Oops, let me get that back here. I forget I'm zoomed in, so it won't focus wrong sometimes. Yeah, so you can see it's a shepherd's hook. I did not see any kind of marking on the front or back. The card it's on has nothing to do with. I just think just the card was put on when we grabbed it, and it's got a little. At the top, it's got a little rhinestone right at the very peak. So, kind of different, huh? Design. Put that up on screen. Like I said, I didn't see any markings. That's why I'm showing it on camera, because sometimes a marking shows up, but no, I don't see anything. And I didn't check to see if I didn't even check to see if they're magnetic. Let me see. My magnet's handy here. Well, the jump ring holding is magnetic. There's the jump ring between the shepherd's hook and the is magnetic, but the ear wire and the metal around there is not. That means anything. I still don't think it's silver though. Magnet test doesn't always prove it's silver, it just proves it's not silver. Those things. But. Okay. We'll leave that up there for a second while I decide what to bring up next. Maybe we'll do some more jewelry, another piece of jewelry. Yeah, let's do that. I do have a piece of petrified wood. Oh, and some other glass items, as well as what was the other thing? Oh, I have some rings too. Sorry, I did find some rings. Let me see if there's anything here that's worth showing. Let's see here. Hang on, I'm gonna get a little bag full of earrings. Let me just see if there's what's in there. If there's anything worth or anything that's silver. No. You know what? I think I'll do a fourth choice on these rings. That's what we'll do. I get this little bag full of rings, and I'll give you the sizes and stuff. Okay. All right, I'm going to pass on those earrings. Excuse me. And I have, let me see if I can get this set up rather here. A bunch of rings of all various designs and shapes and stuff. And I'm just going to put them out there, and we'll start it at $5 for choice. And I'll give you the sizes here in a second. Give me a second. We're going to start $4. These are not marked or anything like that, so it's just rings that came across that I don't. Let me see. We're just organizing 1, 2, 3 like that. There we go. Okay, so let's start with the top here. It's got a letter E on the top, and that's a size. Looks like about 6 3/4. I guess that's an E. And that's 6 3/4, and it's a gold tone. Pretty heavy, actually, for a ring. This one is a 8, an 8. Why is that not focusing? Come on, focus. It's an 8. Again, another gold tone, no markings. This one is another 8 and almost 8 1/4. Again, no markings on that one either that I can see. I'm looking on camera to see if I see any markings, but I don't think so. And this one is a 7 1/2, but it's kind of stretchy. This is different. It's a it doesn't have it has a bit of elastic, a little bit of elasticity to it, with a copper kind of inner color. Oh, that one's got a cute little red stone in the center. Come on, focus. And that's a size 6 1/4. And this one's a size 8 with a bluish color piece in the center there. And yeah, no markings. Any interest in any of the rings for $4? First come, first serve. Actually, you know what? I want to cheat. Oh, Kelly at 4. Okay. Now I'm just going to jump right in there and say sold. Kelly, $4. Which one or ones do you want? I'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How's that? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which one would you like? And what, do you need me to size it again for you? Let me know. Number 3, this one here. Okay. Again, not focusing. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me write that down. Anybody else for $4? Any of them? Ring over here. Put in your ring holder. Okay. Bag them up. I just had that little bag. What did I do with it? No, just one box. Okay. So I have this pin made with looks like real feathers. Let me get my stand again. Here, so it's a pin. Let's stand it up like that. And bring the camera out. So I'm going to call this the pheasant pin. And what did she say this was? I know I have it here somewhere. Give me a second. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, this is a vintage pin. Pin. We're starting this at $12, and that is. I did find similar ones to this. Let me see if I can get a little bit more light on that because that's really not showing up very well. Want to get those colors. Really want to get those colors to shine up there. There we go. Actually, it probably looks better against the white background than the brown. So let me do that. There. And the pin itself, the little base of this thing, and the pin itself is magnetic, but the pheasant was not. And we're leaning toward thinking that the pheasant is possibly silver or silver plate. But I'll show you the thing up close. That up on the screen. And set this thing for a second. And I think I'm going to zoom out so I can get this focus to work a little happier. There. You can see the amount of detail in this. The back of it, it's got this little felt pad of some sort that's all mounted to. And then the pin is the old style. Hands are steady here. Sorry. Hands are really not that steady. You see the style of the pin clasp. It's the old style hooking thing, where it's sticking out, so you get a little bit of a stabby factor, as they call it. So that's mounted on the base. Like I said, I was trying to find markings, but I don't want to damage the feathers by trying to look at the back of the pheasant. But it is a really cool pin. I guess you call it a hat pin, or me, I don't know. But it could be. Like I said, more and more I look at it, it's either pewter or it's silver, I think. But I wish I was more confident. I wish I could had a chance to test it. But anyway, so I'm going to set it down here for a second. Up. Stay standing up. Yeah. I see Kelly at 12, so we're going to say sold, unless somebody jumps in here to Kelly for $12. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All righty. It's a really, really nice pen, I think. Yes, I agree. I forget where was that in the state piece from the state we were at again. Like I said, this is the state we found some really nice stuff. I was very, very happy with it. Okay, well, it is after 10, and I'm dying to show this piece. I really am. We got a few folks out there watching, so I think it's time for an unboxing. So I'm going to show you the box. It comes in the original box. Let me get that off screen. And let me get the camera up. And I'm going to shut this light off because it's just glaring too much. There. Okay, so this is a Fifth Avenue crystal piece, glass. It's called Aura. It is a 10-inch standing cat, amber and blue. Now, so I wanted to show you the box, plus the original price was $75, marked down to $40. Okay, and I've seen we already priced this out on there. They're still going out there for somewhere in that range, I think. It depends. They're all different because they're blown glass. This thing is in the original foam. So packaging foam. Let's take it out of the foam here. Try not to drop it. Let's save the foam pieces here as much as I can. I think it's been taken out of the foam one time too many, but and it comes with a certificate. There's the front. And it comes with a certificate from Fifth Avenue. Handmade art glass, they call it. So the Fifth Avenue Crystal Handmade Art Glass Collection pays homage to the ancient glass artisan. Each piece is individually crafted, painstakingly blown, one layer of colored glass at a time, then hand finished. Now, you can't make out the details in this. I have some kind of color, but you can see the face is there, right? I'm going to do that. So, Fifth Avenue Art Glass. I'm actually being very reasonable, I think, on this. At $20 for starting bid. Now, let me put something dark behind it so you get a better idea of the details. Well, that doesn't work. That's not a good color. That's not a good color. I wonder if I put a dirty rag. Sorry, I don't mean a dirty rag or a rag here. But it's orange. So, but you can see that it's clear glass, right? But when you bring it up close, you can see the detail in the face, in the ears, and then the glass, layers of glass. Not signed on the bottom, but Here's the back. And there's the front. And I see Kelly at 20. Like I say, it'll come packaged in its original styrofoam. So that'll be good. It'll be well packaged. So, any other bids at $1 or more? And otherwise, it's going to go to Kelly. Now, this came. Where did we get this? Was this the estate too? I don't think so. No, this wasn't. No, this wasn't the estate. Oh, cool. Yes, from Cat Lover. Yeah. My daughter has 3 cats. We used to have 3 cats actually one time because we had $3 growing up in the house, and they each had their own cat. Sort of. One was a rescue. My daughter found it literally in an abandoned vehicle and then rescued it. So she is the official cat/dog whisperer in our household, or in our family, I should say. She's got her own house. But, okay, no other interest. And we're going to say sold, Kelly, for $20. Right, thank you. And I just to say it's gorgeous. Now I got to get it back in the phone correctly here. It's gonna be that way. Just try to be careful here to get it back in the box correctly. I can pretty much guarantee this is going to be aimed at going UPS because it's really the size of the box and the weight and everything else. I said UPS lately has been a better deal. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, to those that aren't aware, UPS raised their rates as effective starting Monday. So, on certain packages, not everything, on certain things. And their stamps. Stamps went up by 4 cents. All right, let me write your name down before I get to the next thing. Kelly. That's right, we sold that too. I didn't write that down, did I? All right, I'll go back and look. It's sold. Okay. See, that's what I'm doing. Making mistakes already here. Remembering to write everything down. Okay, back to jewelry. Oh, I'm going to throw this out there. Well, I guess anybody who's already bought something or has something I'm about to invoice you for anyway. This is marked, actually. It's actually got a name on it. I'll look it up here. Cookie Lee is the name on this bracelet, and it's stamped. But what I'm offering to you, anybody wants it, for $1. If you don't have a package coming, it probably isn't worth it because then I have to charge you for shipping. But it's made by Cookie Lee. But you can see what's happened is the string or whatever they use to hold this bracelet together is just come undone. I don't have time to mess with this. But it definitely needs to be restrung or something with it. But it's made by Cookie Lee. It is nothing. The pieces are fine. I don't think there's any missing stones or anything like that. It's just it needs to be restrung, and I don't have the patience or the time to do that. I see Marlene at $1, so good for crafts. Okay. It was just too nice. These pieces are just too nice to not do something with them. I just don't have time, and I give it to somebody for bargain. So thank you. And I'll put that in your little cedar box. So, okay. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was somebody asked. Somebody mentioned that. Yeah, I did have another one of those other cedar boxes, the Cog Railway. That's the one that I think was referred to earlier. It's got Jacob's Ladder on it, the Cog Railway. If you're interested in that, I just wanted to show you that was shown earlier. Somebody was interested in the other cedar box. So, okay, where were we? We did glass. Let's go back to some jewelry. What did I have? I had some other stuff handy. There. Another piece. Let me take this tag off of it. These tags are a nuisance sometimes, but they're very helpful other times. I'm going to sneeze again, I can tell. Just hope I catch my mute button fast enough. Okay, so this is, I guess you'd call it a choker. And the name on brand name this is, I'm trying to read the tag here. Hang on. Oh, it's Claire's. Okay. I'm going to lay it down here for a second. And see if we can find a way to display it so you can see it better. It's extendable quite a bit. It's made by Claire's. So let's get it up on that and get that up. Get this camera up a little higher so I can get a better angle of it there and focus. Okay, so a little Claire's choker, I guess we'd call it. And we'll show it up close so you get a better idea. We'll start this at 7, I think. I know Claire's isn't top of the line type of thing, but they do make some nice stuff. There's the name tag right there, Claire's, and you can see it does have pretty substantial amount of adjustment, so you can make this, fit fairly tight. What you should see though is that what they've done on the chain itself, and that's what you can't tell from the distance. It's an alternating pattern of pearl-like beads and rhinestones in a double band. Let me give you the overall length, including the. It's a lobster claw clasp, of course. So let me get my tape measure. So the overall length looks like 15-inch, including the. So it is 12 inches without the extender and another 3-inch extender on it. Okay. So a better idea of how it looks. And we'll connect it up together again. Okay. And display it. I think it looks good against the black. Get that to focus a little better. You can see how it looks when it's worn. Well, yeah, I think really nice looking piece. Yeah. I'm very much toying with the Christmas in July thing that other folks have been doing. I can do that too. I got a ton of Hallmark stuff. I mean, a ton of Hallmark stuff. I've got those Christmas Village, the ceramic villages. I got half a dozen or more of those that are all in the original packaging. And I've got some Christmas stuff, lighting, that kind of thing, different things. So some interesting stuff there. Mostly the lighting stuff I got those used though, but everything else I have is new. So in fact, I've got some that are I think they're in their original packaging but never used. So The box, I got one of them. Some of it's, and I've got some Halloween stuff too, but not a lot. Okay, no interest in the clears. That's fine. We'll pass on that. All right, let's go to another non-jewelry item. This one, I think, you might find very, very interesting. Another piece. I know I've had petrified wood in the past. So this is another piece, and this one's about almost 6 inches long, I think. All right, so let me get a measurement for you. Let me get an idea of the size. I did have a quarter. You see it roughly a quarter. I think it's about 5 inches. Okay, 5 inches long, maybe 3 inches across, and this one's 3 inches, about 2 inches tall. I guess 2.5, a little over 2 inches. So nice piece of petrified wood. I think I'm trying to be reasonable on this. Let me see what I wrote down. I was going to ask for. Okay, where did I do it? 15. That's what we ask. $15. Again, I'll probably be getting some decent samples this weekend, I hope, but we'll see. Sometimes I can get good deals from these people if you buy in bulk or that kind of thing. But or like last year, we found some people who were just liquidating clearance and wanted to get rid of stuff, so they were going ultra cheap. But there's a really nice piece of petrified wood for $100. Here's the end there. A little bit of greenish tint on this side here, as you see, and a little bit of iron oxide kind of tint there. And there's the other end of it. But almost the way it's shaped, almost looks like it would have been a knot or a burl right there in the wood. I kind of had to tell for sure, but anyway, that was this. Leave it that way. That's the way it seems to be most stable to display. Oh, I forgot I had this other brochure. Brooch. What did I do with it? I got it somewhere here. I was just looking at it. When I got these also. Oh boy, I forgot this stuff too. Yeah, a bunch. I'm gonna go through after this. We'll do some more jewelry here. Oh, here it is. All this stuff I was looking for. Doggone it. Okay. No interest in petrified wood. No problem. I'm gonna pass this. I am trying to keep it to 10:30 again tonight. So we will switch and we'll do this. This is all going to be jewelry or jewelry related. So let's do this first. Another ring holder of sorts, or earring holder, or whatever kind of holder you want to call it. This is Rowley, made by Rowley. Rowley ring dish, they call it. That's what I'm going to call it. It's actually, there's a longer name. I'll show you in a minute. Ring tray. We're going to start this at $8. Oops, I misspelled ring. Oh, well, you know what I meant. Ring tray, yeah. So the name Cynthia Rowley is right on there. It's got a little felt pad. New York, Cynthia Rowley. Apologize for the pet hair. It may or may not be ours. And it's got like this really unusual enamel finish on the inside. I see Billy at 8. Yeah. And I don't think any of it's silver. I think it's just silver tone or chrome actually. One person described it as chrome. And I said, well, that could be. That could be. So, Cynthia Rowley. And then we get some Vera Wang stuff coming up. Okay, well, I see Melody at 8. Next bid will be 9 or more. But not seeing anything, and I want to try and get through a couple more items. We're going to say sold to Billy. I want to say Billy for now for $8. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Write your name down. Billy. It's easier when I write down your YouTube name because then I can look it up really quickly. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And we put that aside now. So I'll get some Vera Wang and get the display here. Update the screen here real quick. So I wondered what this was, so I had to look it up. And these are rainbow color for Pride. And I'm going to start these at where is it? $6. This is on the original card they came on from, looks like Kohl's maybe. Yeah, Kohl's. They were originally $16. Focus. Why is this not autofocusing? All of a sudden, it will not stop focusing. But oh, and you can see when you see the colors up close. So another one of the. Oh, do I have another one? Let's see. You got the other one. What did I do? Did I have another one? I don't know. I don't think I do, but never say never. I will find out. Actually, I'm going to that same estate sale. That came from that estate as well, I think. I'm going to that estate sale again this weekend. So I'll keep my eyes open. So, but there's the Vera earrings. It's $6. Like I say, the rainbow color. So I'm supposed to be LOVE. They're backwards on the card. So I didn't think to change them back. I just like, yeah, let me do that. So I don't forget when I see it next time. If nobody buys them. So it's supposed to be LOVE. Yeah, I do like this particular. This woman was very reasonable. This estate sale. I don't think she was I think she was just doing it for someone. So, so she was. And because when we said, well, this woman looked like she was a hoarder, she was very defensive about it. But then I overheard her say to somebody else that she was just doing this for somebody else. So, okay. Oh, you want those for $6? Okay. Let me write that down. Sold. Oops, I did it again. I keep typing in the wrong area. Sold to Kelly for $6. Yeah, you can use them for whatever you want. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me write that down that you brought those. And then I have another set of Vera Wang. There is 3 pair. Write your name down here before I forget and put that with the other stuff. Pen. Kelly. Okay. So yeah, these are also Simply Vera. There's 3 sets of pairs of earrings. I'm just going to fasten them on the cards so they're not bouncing around so much here. Didn't realize they were all the way on. They're all posts earrings. Let me show up close. Whoa. And so just so you have an idea what they look like. It's nothing complicated about them. I think the original price on this was $18. Oh, yeah. Let me just say it like that. And focus. 3 pair earrings. We'll start this at $6 also. Getting down to the end here, time-wise as well, and of what I had planned to show tonight. I think I had a couple other items I set aside just in case I got through everything I had planned to show. But I think we got most of it. So there's the Vera, and as you can see, I'm showing up close again. It's just the post earrings. Here's the back. Sure. 5. Done. And nobody else is interested? Gotcha. I'll write that down, make sure I get the right number. Thank you, thank you. Now, this next item is a bracelet that is for a video game. It's called Final Fantasy Advent something Children. Anyway, I'll show it to you. And I'm going to put it down here on the table, and then we get this out of the way. And we'll put it up close here in a second. Let me focus, and then we'll let me type it down here. So Final Fantasy. I'm not a gamer, so this is something I had to look up. I had no idea. But we'll start this. I did look this up, the bracelet that is, and they go for more than I expected, actually. But I'm going to just ask it $8. And so what it says right on the back, it's leather and this pendant, what do you want to call it, piece on here. I'm trying to get it positioned to my hand here so I can focus on it. So there's what it has on the back. And there's the other side. And it also has this other piece here, the infinity symbol. That means anything to, I know that, with my scientific background, I understand what that means. There's the clasp for it. And so it is adjustable. And so it is a bracelet that wears any number of ways, but I'm trying to get it on my hand here so I can show you. So you can see it's a woven leather piece. Oh, wow, that's cool. Wow, a lot of those little earrings. Yeah, I've seen folks like that. I think my granddaughter has at least 2 piercings, not 3. But anyway, so there's that bracelet. Final Fantasy. I guess it's a gaming thing. So that's all I know about it. I didn't dig into it too much, other than I just saw the name on the back. So anyway, so okay, I showed that. Well, we're doing on time, 10:30. Wow, time to had a couple more items that I was going to show, but we'll just save those for next time. And we'll say pass on that. And throw that out there on eBay. See if any of the gamers out there on eBay or wherever. And call that a night. So thank you everybody for being here, and thank you for your purchases. I appreciate that. I'll let you go on to check out any of the other auctions that are going on tonight. I know there's at least 2 that I'm aware of. So get out there and get some good deals. And I will be back next week for sure on the 23rd. I'm thinking about it, Kelly. I'm thinking about it. Sure, why not? I gotta write it down. I gotta write it down. Hang on. I don't know if I wrote down those earrings on my list anyway. Kelly, silver filigree, and let me just have my hands on those. There's a bag. They're in a bag, so I'll find them. I'll do it right after we're done here. But anyway, so thank you. Sure. Always willing to listen to offers. So, and I forgot to mention at the beginning too. If any of the folks out there that are watching or want to do something with me in the future, I'm open to that. So just email me and we can talk about it. Doesn't have to be tonight. It can be a different night. So like I said, I've been toying with it the second night anyway. Well, mostly with doing maybe Sundays at 5 o'clock. We'll see. I keep toying with that idea, but it just doesn't seem to work out. I keep finding things I got to get done. So, like I said, it's an old house, and I got a room full of stuff I need to sell. We're trying to set up the barn so we can use it for our yard sale. So, and that's a big mess. So, lots of things to get done. But, okay, let me stick this stuff over here for you. That's right. Almost forgot about that. And we'll find those filigree earrings and set those aside for you as well. So, thanks again, everybody. And have a blessed evening and weekend. I hope your weekend is going to be as nice as what ours is supposed to be. So we're looking forward to a birthday party for a friend. And that'll be a lot of fun. So have a blessed night. And good night, everyone.